eat like slaves anymore because we're not slaves.
If you cannot control what you eat, then you cannot control what you feel. Eat your largest meals in the middle of the day, not the end of the day.
What part the homeostasis plays, you're on your way to healing yourself. The homeostasis is the internal environment where your body is at its ultimate functionality for healing. Just keep in mind that everything that is happening to you is happening for you.
Hello, and happy Saturday to you all. Thank you all so much for joining us. This is a pre-recorded live, meaning we are not live, but we are pre-recording. So Dr. Zarif and I will be in the comments, maybe on YouTube, on Facebook, and engaging with you there. However, it's not a recording live. We are pre-recording. So just wanted to get that out there. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. Today's topic, we will be talking about how Trump may affect your healthcare. So let's get this information from Dr. Zarif. Hello to you.
I couldn't wait to get up here to talk about this today. I'm like,
I know. It was so funny. I didn't finish my introduction yet.
I didn't mean to be rude. Excuse me, Carolyn. I just know. Ooh, okay, maybe I'll just go back.
No, you're fine. Dr. Zarif, go ahead and join me up here on stage so we can get this discussion going. How about that?
Whoa, when it comes to really learning things in our experiences, we really learn all these things for a real specific reason, and that is that everything that is happening to us is happening for us.
Yes.
So all these kinds of the things that we kind of fall apart about, the wrong person was chosen for president, somebody in the family married the wrong person,
Yes.
moved in the wrong house, bought the wrong car. All of those seem to be these things that hold us back or trip us up, but it's all temporary. And we're going to talk about that today on Mind Nature, because we really have to keep going. You just don't stop. I don't care what happens to you. We keep going. And in order to keep going, you got to have that mindset that speaks to you, that says to you that you think into the best ways to handle situations. And the best way to handle situations are always to handle situations where they're going to be to your benefit. Some people say, oh, that's selfish, that's inconsiderate, that's the kind of stuff that no, whatever. Look, I'm telling you, if you felt like your whole life was crushing in when you found that after that wonderful months of this election bid, with Kamala Harris, it's like that is not the end of the world.
Right.
That is a reminder of what is happening in the world. Mm-hmm. That is a reminder that, the stuff that is going on, look how much you have to do with it. And look how much you have to be a part of it, or what else you have to do to make those things change. So keep yourself pumped up, because that's all we're going to do. The next thing that you do, like the title here is what happens next. Yeah, the thing that happens next is you take your right foot and put it in front of the left foot and repeat. And you keep going, because this is something that should not affect you to the point where you want to lose your life, or you want to give up, or you have all these derogatory feelings about it. It's not worth it. Don't entertain those thoughts. We got work to do. This is your life. Regardless of what they do in Washington, your life continues. Regardless of what you do, look at people that just have children. They're brand new babies and stuff. What they gonna do? Just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I had a baby now because it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to."
Right.
You have a responsibility to yourself to make it happen the way that you want it. This is your life, and you have only so much time to do it. So don't waste your time on something you, excuse me, have hardly any, it's essential. You have no power over that stuff.
There's no control over it. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say too, after the election was called and everything else, one of the top searches that people were searching is how much it is or how it is to move to Canada. And I'm sure that has something to do with healthcare, because Canadians, they don't pay for healthcare out of pocket. That cost that we pay here in the US. So even that lets you know that, and that was the top search after the election. So that lets you know that healthcare is definitely on the top of the list as far as how this whole thing panned out. But we are here to talk about that and just to give some information that I'm sure everyone is looking for. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, that's a good point. And they also, in that statistic, a part of that statistic were those people that live in the citizens of Canada had the highest number of people leaving a place. So we Americans were coming in, but the people from Canada were moving out.
Right.
So
okay.
We can't figure that whole thing out. And I think with the world, it's going to always be that kind of thing where there are going to be people that think a certain way and people that don't. But the main thing that we're talking about is what you think about yourself, what you are worthy of, you making the right decisions. Now, there are going to be people that may feel more comfortable elsewhere because they may have rules and provisions and regulations that accommodate them. And especially if you have a loved one that is dependent upon certain medications that are very expensive, and it's really really brings about a financial hardship. So there are going to be some shifts, but the idea here and what I'm sharing with you is keep your mind set on yourself, because you are the one who is living your life. You're living your life. And that's what we want to do, is to keep that message. We want that to be loud and clear, because that's what we got up for today. And that's what we're going to share with you. And we're going to go back to care. And then from there is on. Let's go.
All right. So thank you all so much for joining us. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. YouTube is Dr. Farid Zarif. This is a pre-recorded live. We are recording or streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you all so much for joining us. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dr. Farid Zarif. Today, the subject is how Trump may affect your healthcare. So we are going to get into that. If you haven't already, please go ahead and share our, this live also. Go ahead and share it. Give us some thumbs up. Like I said, Dr. Zarif and I will be in the comments, so we can go ahead and engage with you in the comments for this pre-recorded stream. All right, Dr. Zarif, back to you.
Okay, everybody put on your seatbelt. Let's just get on down with it. We want to first of all start off with what happens next. Now, this is the question that you may ask yourself, but you should already have in place. I ain't going to even talk about what you should have. I'm going to just say it like this. Get in place a plan. A plan, you must have a strategy. Everything has a strategy. Everything. If you're going to get a new house, a new car, a new relationship, a new school, a new neighborhood, new people to meet, all of these is a strategy. Even when you go out to listen to entertainment or visit people at their homes, you have a strategy. I'm going to stay here until 3:30, and then we're getting home. I want you to get things, and I want you to pack up the trunk, and let's get out of here. That kind of thing. Or we're going to make sure we stay. We're going to everybody big smiles. I don't want any nonsense, whatever. I'm just talking from a daddy's point of view, because I've been there, done that. it is really important that you keep yourself in focus and not get caught up on all these people that are going to still have their jobs, still getting paid, still traveling all over the world, still having a great time doing what they love to do. And here we are on the outside, just like feeling terrible, feeling like, oh my God, like I don't know what to do. Oh, well, I mean, if you are thinking like that, yeah, you're going to get the brunt of the entire experience because, and which is pain. And we want to get away from that, because if you are a believer in what you do, you're a believer in how you live, you're a believer in your God, in your religion, you have a strong belief, things are going to change and things are going to be better for you because of your mindset, the way that you're thinking about it, okay? So we got work to do. First, we start off with something that's not too hard. I want you to go over here, like when we're talking about your medical plan. Now, this is something that we should all have in place, our medical plan. Now, whether or not Trump, whatever that they're talking about what they're doing, remember, don't let them catch you up in this game, the same game that we just played all those months, counting down all the way down to the minutes before the voting time. All of that stuff is like, man, that stuff is heartbreaking. And it's also those are nights and nights on. If you're not thinking the correct way, the healthy way, then you lost all that time. But if you're thinking in a healthy way, you actually gained way more than just the voting experience.
Exactly.
But this is something that people schematicize and then they repeat it. It's a certain recipe that they follow constantly, and we become a part of that. We play a huge part of that. So now that you're entertained, and now that some of you are and very disappointed, others are Hawaiian, that is, we want to make sure that you get what you wanted to get out of that. Now, I'm not going to talk about the other political stuff, because to me right now, it is insignificant when you compare it with the way that you feel and what directions are you going to go. What is the next step? All right. So you want to make sure, first of all, that you want to find a plan that matches your needs. Make sure, I'm talking about healthcare now. Mm-hmm. And one of the best ways to get that started is to go on healthcare.org or some of the look up research Obamacare and find out more information about that. Those of you that are over 65 years old, and those that over, I think you can, about 65, you can actually get set up where you can start getting money back from the money that's been taken out of your checks over all these years. Then you want to make sure that's in place. You want to be diligent. Continue to make the call until you get somebody. If you don't understand what that person, get another person working for the same company to find out more information. You want to make sure that you are covered no matter what. And your parents, you have elders in your family, and those elders don't understand how to go about this. You be the one, or find someone that does know, so they can help your folks get past that particular procedure. This is important. It's a way of thinking about yourself, your family, those people that you love. So again, find a plan that matches your needs. And when we talk about matches your needs, one of the things we want to talk about, how much money are you going to have to pay? Are there any co-payments? Are you going to have to pay for medications? Where are you going to go, or are you going to go choose places that are local, or are you going to go places that are in where you have to commute? Mm-hmm. Is not always the place like, oh, I'm going to Bel Air to get my doctor. you can have some clowns there too. You can have people that aren't as good as people that may be right in your neighborhood. So don't get caught up on the location, because sometimes right in Watts or Compton or Detroit or Cincinnati or any of these places that you might say, I want the best, I'm going outside of my community. Hold on before you go to fast. Hold up, swole up, so you can like really make a real good decision about this, because I know what we've been taught and I know what we bought. And I want to make sure that we're not selling out, because this is something that you have to claim in order to enjoy. And you have to have a certain way of looking at these things. Now, the next step, what we want you to do here is we want you to plan, get your calendar out, start, really putting together where you want to go, how much you're going to rest, drinking and eating healthier food, making sure that you are exercising, and then you got to have a little fun too, as you see over here. I'm not saying that it's all at the casino, but it might be, some things that you like to do elsewhere, where you travel and look at the ocean, come in and go out. Sometimes you want to go other places where you go shop at a different place. Now, I think everybody should have 2 to 3 primary supermarkets that they go to get a variety of foods, 1, 2, and 3. Or you can, shop at one that you're used to, and then you shop with another one that you do some other things that, or you have some other products that the other store doesn't have. But don't make your life boring where you're like just a robot and you just going to Trader Joe's. You can go to other places. There are other places that you can go and shop. Add Sprouts in there, add Albertsons in there. You see, there's
the farmers market, right? Farmers market.
Exactly. Go there and do the things that make your life, add some more juice to your life. Mm-hmm. Wake up. Let's go. Let's go. It's time to make those choices that make your life more exciting. I don't mean to scare anybody with my really very vivacious temperament, but it's just a passion for life.
I will say that it's needed right now, because you do have a lot of people who feel like it's doom and gloom, and with what's going on. So the boost is needed. So keep on with it. I love it.
Thank you so much, Care. All right, let's move on, everybody. Here we go. Now, how do you do now with some of the things? Of course, we depend on our medical plan, and then sometimes we depend on our parents or family to come through with certain things. But everybody can only do so much, and especially those of you that just get everything from your parents. Look, it's time for you to give back to your parents. Your parents will be older, and they get older every year, just like you will if you're lucky enough, if you're fortunate enough to make it that far. It's really important to also add them in a plan of giving. So your generosity is definitely wanted, needed, and warranted. So this is very important that you just don't say, I want everything to happen for me. Look out for everybody, all your loved ones, your family, and then delegate in the family. I ain't saying take on everything, but there's leaders in your families.
Yes.
And find out who those leaders are if you don't already know, and let them know what the plan is, a strategy. Now, I'm not talking about hope, because hope does not have a strategy. Those people, I sure wish, I hope, I pray. Those might be some good things onto themselves, but when you want to, for instance, if a person says, I hope so, they're hiding behind that phrase. Mm-hmm. If you put your sleeves up, you roll those sleeves up and you get ready to work, then you expect, you don't hope, you expect a change because you put in the work. You can hope all day long and don't even lift a finger. So let's move on. All right. So we want to talk about, first of all, boosting your brain health. These are some of the things that you can do. And this is what I'm sharing. Of course, I'm the nutritionist. So I want to share with you some of the things that you can make yourself healthier, something that you will be proud of, something that you can also help the family with, because when you take care of yourself, you're also taking care of your family. When you don't take care of yourself, you become a liability to that family, and it just pulls the family down nice and gradually until there's nothing left. Because beggars are people that don't do anything in return. All they want to do is receive. So if you're like that, or you have anybody else like that, look out for those bloodsucker tendencies, because it definitely hurts the family, the whole. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about boosting your brain health. The things that there's 3 things to keep in mind. Make weekly exercise dates. Write it down. Just don't, or have it where you have, you've committed to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or you going to do 3 days of upbeat, or like more of a high impact, or you're going to have 2 days of low impact, or whatever you've decided for yourself. Make sure that you are making weekly exercise dates. Number 2 is to eat a daily salad. Those people that haven't been putting the colors into your meals, you can start today. We don't need to talk about what you should have, what you meant to do, and what didn't happen. We want to talk about what you're going to do, what you are doing, and what can make a better life for you. The next thing, as far as I'm going to go back to salad. Salad is very important because you have the anthocyanins, you have all of those nutrients, the phytochemicals. All of those are nutrients, and that's what keeps you healthy. And it is not only your brain, but your entire body that's made up of trillions of cells. Now, you also have a super berry dessert. Now, a super berry dessert, the reason I have that down is because berries are some of the most powerful fruit. Blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. You see? Even in the cherry family, you have all of these wonderful nutrients that can make the body better, feel better, perform better, last longer. You see? So all of those things are important. All right. So we go on to the very next thing, where we're continuing to talk about the benefits of doing things to boost your brain health. We look at the development of a green tea habit. Green tea is just so important because it has what are called catechins, and that is super important. You can research that on your own, but this particular drink is getting away from sipping on sodas, sipping on what is it called, 5 Hour, or sipping on
the energy drink.
Yeah, those exactly, those drinks, rock star and all that stuff. Don't put that stuff in your body. Why? Because it's not healthy, period. It's not healthy, and you don't want to put that in your body, because then now what you're doing is compromising your ultimate health, your optimum health, the best health. You're now actually gambling with it. So you want to reduce the risk of infection, disease, and illnesses. And how you do that? By having a better eating lifestyle. Next, join a book club. And you don't have to actually join a book club, but I think that the reason join the book club versus start reading more books, the book club will hold you accountable. Whereas just doing it on your own, I'll get to that later. You see?
Yes.
Big difference. And then we have like the once a week. What you want to do is to actually do something new. You want to do something new because that's what keeps life exciting. You want to do something new because You want to make sure that your palate, that you're tasting and you're testing and you're feeling and you're seeing something new, going different places, enjoying your life, thinking of things. How do you think a person, and this is also why so many people want to be wealthy, is because you're not affected in the same way that people that are poor. People are poor, they cry when stuff happens like this because they don't have many alternatives. They've been dependent on the government. They've been dependent on somebody else, somewhere else, to help them take care of themselves. Grown people with families. And this is because it has been taught to us. You can do your own thing by doing what? Strategizing. Let that be a new word for you to get ingrained. To strategize, you need a strategy. Somebody tells you they're going to do something. What's your strategy? What's your strategy? That is the thing. What's your strategy? It shouldn't be taken loosely and lightly. It should be taken seriously, because this person indicates, or they'll give you the indicators, or they'll give you the facts, the very steps, the fundamentals of how they're going to progress, how they're going to move forward and elevate themselves. So if they have that, that gives you a good idea of what kind of person that you're dealing with. Now, taking this and shaping the arrow to point to yourself, you want to definitely have a plan that you know that works. I'm not just talking about these plans that we'll see what happens. Just give me a call tomorrow. You want somebody to be already being rewarded for that you can get information. Oh, I see you got new shoes. How did you do that? I see you got more money in your bank account. How did you do that? I see that you got a new car. How did you do that? You see? And this way we can stay on the up and up positive way of looking at life. Now, from here, I'm going to stop for a minute so we can reset. Carolyn, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Zarif. And thank you to everyone that's joined us here in the Mind of Nature. Today's topic is how Trump may affect your healthcare. Thank you all again so much for joining us. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is a pre-recorded live stream. Dr. Zarif and I will be in the comments to engage with you as needed. Also, we are streaming on Facebook, and we are streaming this stream on YouTube, the Dr. Farid Zarif YouTube channel. So again, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to share it out. Get the word out so others can be a part of the conversation. We are here every Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific time. So let's get back to some more information. Dr. Zarif.
Thank you very much, Kara. We're going to remind everybody that to please involve yourself. I want you to leave us some comments. Are there any questions? Maybe how you see it. Maybe it's something that I'm leaving out. We want whatever it is, put it in the comments, because we really value your comments. Very important to us. Yes. So let's go ahead, and next we're talking about go to sleep easier. We want you to definitely make up your mind to sleep, to rest, to take time to get the best out of your day. And part of that is being rested. Here's some of the things that you can do. You can make your bed each morning. And some people, for instance, this is like you say, oh, that do that anyway. Well, keep doing it. But there's so many people that do not do it. They get out of their bed, they don't refresh the bed, and they leave it like that all day long. Well, I'm not one of those people. It's not that you're going to die from doing that, but it's so rewarding at the end of the day that your bed is made up, that you have a already renewed or refreshed idea about the day. I'm talking about that mindset. Next, change your bed sheets every Sunday. That's one of the things. If you don't have a specific day, now I know that for my bed sheets, I may change the bed sheets maybe twice a week. And is if you can afford doing it more, that's more washing or something, but you don't want your bed sheets to be there weeks on end. And it's not fresh. That's not you. Come on now. All right, let's go ahead and look at the next thing. Face your alarm clock toward the wall. You face your alarm clock toward the wall because you want to depend on you and your circadian rhythm to wake you up. Now that the clock itself is just a tool, and place your cell phone face down. Take your alarm clock and face it toward the wall. The artificial light actually disrupts your sleep. And I talked to you about that blue light before that you get from some of the clocks that are lit up and the cell phones that are lit up. That particular hue of light can be very deleterious to your sight. So you want to make sure that you make that decision. Instead of night lights, keep a flashlight next to your bed. I have a flashlight next to my bed. Not that it's your business, but just wanted to share that with you. And you can use that flashlight when needed. Those are some of the things that you can do to keep you asleep. If you have if you're used to it, it may not bother you at all, but it can disrupt or interrupt your sleep pattern. Next, turn the fan on when the lights go off. Now, you want to or you can just invest in the sound machine. Snoring partners, traffic, and other ambient sounds can cause you to wake during your rest. So if you have a partner that snores, if you have any traffic that you may hear, like trains or planes or just cars and all those kinds of things, you want to make sure that you are relaxing as much as possible without the interruption of those things. And you might even have to have some soft music on. There's different types of like maybe ballads, or there's also instrumentals that you can listen to. They're called neuronal music will help you to relax and just hear the music and take your mind off of those things that may disturb you. Along with enjoying some chamomile tea at bedtime. Chamomile tea is an antispasmodic tea. It is a tea that is a calmative. That means to help you to relax, to stay calm. So these are things that can help you sleep easier, not easierly, and you can definitely get the best out of that. You also want to do things to pump your heart rate. Your heart health is really important, and having the strong or a healthy heart rate is very important. You want to make sure also you want to brush, you want to floss, and you want to do that regularly. That is, I just bought the new tool where you actually go in and prophylaxis, which is removing some of the caked up, after you eat, we all have from the acids in our mouth and the sugar. Pardon me?
From the what in our mouth?
Sugar. It might be sugar in your mouth. It might be you drinking different sodas. It might be tea that you still hanging out there on your enamel. So these are things. One of the things you want to do to make sure that you brush and you floss regularly. Swollen or bleeding gums caused by bad oral health may lead to microorganisms traveling into your bloodstream, and we call that sepsis. So did everybody get that? That's really important. Your swollen and bleeding gums caused by bad oral health may lead to microorganisms traveling into your bloodstream. Now, which could cause inflammation and heart damage. You never think about a nasty mouth or unkept mouth or a mouth that lacks hygiene would even affect your heart, but it can affect your heart, and you can get damaged slowly but surely. Now, older adults who skimp on their oral hygiene were 20 to 35% more likely to die during a 17-year study done by the University of Southern California. That's USC out here. Those USC researchers, after 17 years, found that those older adults who skimped on oral hygiene were 20 to 35% more likely to die during a 17-year study. And that's really important to know, because a lot of things we just take for granted. If your breath is kicking, you have halitosis, or you're not brushing teeth in the morning, that is natural. You have your mouth closed all day, except the people that are snoring and have the mouth open. But even if you do have your mouth open while you're snoring, you're going to get a real dry mouth. Your mouth is going to be real dry. So that'll indicate that you're sleeping with your mouth agape. So you want to make that change. Okay. All right. Next, during the 10 minutes of resistance training every morning, like doing 10 minutes of resistance training. So you can have a band, real light bands like this. You see, you can have those, and you can have they come longer also, but you can have different weights and all the things that you do. 10 minutes is not asking too much out of 24, 24 hours. So just make sure 10 minutes is very fast. Then do something that you enjoy, because this will definitely help you. I'm going to move along here. Be be an avocado sneak. And this is what I mean by an avocado sneak, is to replace half of the butter in your baking recipes with mashed avocado. So if you're putting all that butter, like, people say, I'm going to make my pound cake with some avocado. You must be crazy. Well, what happens is that you have to continue experimenting, because that's how we overcome some of these bad habits, these unhealthy habits that we have, because we're not experimenting. We're not doing something different. Another thing that we can do as far as the heart health is to walk off your cravings. Just because you got a craving, it doesn't mean that you got to just like, I got to eat. If I don't eat, I'll fall out. These people that have taught themselves some really derogatory habits. So we want to get past that. When you get a craving and you want to eat, you start swallowing, your mouth starts, all of the, the signs of wanting to eat. You can, if you start a walk, you walk it off, you get busy, your body starts to concentrate on other stuff. If you have a treadmill, use the treadmill. The treadmill is not a clothes hanger. Use it. And if you don't, give it to somebody that will. It's really important that you use what you have. And most of us have way more than we would ever use, because we saw it, we wanted it, we got it, and then we got used to it and put it to the side. You're not getting any benefit out of it. That should change today. If you're not using it or not going to use it, get rid of it. Sell it. Give it to somebody else. On and on. Okay, so another thing is to put a banana on it. A diet rich in potassium can help offset some of the sodium's harmful effects on blood pressure. Add bananas to everything from cereal, your breakfast cereal, and I'm talking about the warm cereals, not the cold ones, to nighttime desserts. I don't really suggest dessert at nighttime, but what you can do if you are getting hungry, you got a little appetite at the end of the day, drink it away. Don't eat it away. drink it away. Take a nice warm cup of tea, for instance, and this is when you're using tea for medical purposes, not the high of tea. And that's another show. But it's really about helping yourself to get down to sleep. While you're at it, you can squeeze a banana onto sweet potatoes and tomatoes and oranges. That's some experimentation for you. Okay, let's go to the next thing here. Here we're going to stop for a minute, Kara. Let's go ahead and get a reset, and then we'll continue.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Zarif, and thank you to everyone here. In the Mind of Nature, we are talking about how Trump may affect your healthcare. Dr. Zarif is going over tips and things that we can do to improve your healthcare, not waiting around, but getting on it and getting to the business of being healthy. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is a pre-recorded live. We are streaming on Facebook and we're streaming on YouTube. Thank you all so much for joining us here. And Dr. Zarif, you can join me back on stage. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead. Thank you, Kara. That was really cool. We just reminding everybody that we want you to, stay in touch. And that's what we have to do in order for us to be powerful. We are so much more powerful when we work together. So keep that in mind. It's not something like just a good saying. It's something that really can make the difference in our everyday life, the things that we do, and how we do those things. Okay, I want to go back if I can find my. Let me see here. I want to. Here we go. I've lost my, okay, give me one more second here. Hold on, everybody. Hold your horses. Hold
and
on.
While Dr. Zarif is doing that, just a reminder to go ahead and hit the thumbs up button as well. Just giving you some information on how social media works. When you're giving thumbs up, when we're in the comments, making comments, sharing, that lets the social media platform know that there's something good going on over here, and then they'll send more people over, and then there's more information and people that can become a part of what's going on, and that's how we grow. Like I've said before, please don't keep Dr. Zarif a secret. The information that he has is information that everyone can use, and I do appreciate when you share and when you comment and be a part of it. All right, Dr. Zarif, back on stage.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move on with the shaking off your stress. Some of the things you can do to shake off your stress is to organize one thing each day, not 10 things, one thing a day. Take your time. And this way you'll be able to achieve more and also appreciate it. You can see it. It's not just getting, you're forgetting all about it. It's super. This is something that's very wonderful to do. You can also take a daily do not disturb break, a time that you off to yourself. And I really want to say this to those of you that are in relationships. Respect your partner's personal space. If that partner needs an hour, 2 hours, if they need a day, whatever they need in order for them to stay balanced and joyful, let that person do that thing. If you're in a relationship that you think that if the person is out of your view, that they're going to do something wrong or something sneaky or deceptive, you're in the wrong relationship. Unless you just want that kind of, let me guess what my partner is going to do today, but respect your significant other's space, your wife, your husband, even the children. You see, children don't want you up in their face every moment. They want to play with their toys. They want to do things that they feel they have privacy with. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that because that is very important. And back to the daily do not disturb break, implement that in your life. I do it every single day. Every single day. And I don't have that disturbance. You need someone that will also respect what you need in order to keep yourself balanced. And once you get that understanding, there's a lot of things. The person that goes and makes a meal or comes in the kitchen and helps to prepare it, or it might be just helping you make up the bed, or making the pillows nice and fluffy. But understand that you want to do things where you want to have private time to yourself. All right, point made. So have a go-to ritual that you look forward to when you have anxiety too much, or if you're being depressed, you want to have a go-to. Write that down. That's a part of your strategy. What do you do in those situations? You know why most people are shocked when they have an argument? Because they've never thought about, what do I do and what will I do if I get in an argument? So what they do, they're in shock, and they'll probably react more than they respond. The difference between a reaction and a response is that responding requires thought before motion, and reaction does not require thought. Think about that. Okay, next, we want to think about enjoy a daily play snack. Now, a play snack is just something that you like. It might be like a little hummus. You might have some whole grain crackers, and you want to use those and to just have a little snack that, that also adds to your wonderful moments while you're looking at TV or entertaining guests, so forth. But you want to add more joy to your life. Now, I'm not talking about happiness. Happiness is something that you can easily say is temporary. Mm-hmm. Here's $5,000. Oh my God, you're happy. But guess what? That $5,000 is about to change real fast, because you want to put it to work, right? You're going to do something with that money. So it doesn't mean that you're sad. It just means that that adulation is not going to be sustained over days and weeks. Okay, you wanted to get a Mercedes, you got the Mercedes, and now, after a couple of months, it's just another car. And that's because, again, you want to make sure that you treat yourself in the most wonderful way to enjoy every moment, and don't allow anything, any place, or anybody to interrupt that. Period. We're moving on to the next thing. Okay, now we want to talk to you about cleaning up your diet. When we talk about cleaning up your diet, we're really talking about changing some of those habits that keep you going in that same circle. I'm tired of these rolls around here. Look at my back. That's all. My butt too low. My butt too high. All that stuff. And I've been hearing it for a very long time, because I've been I've been a server. I've been a person that actually helps people for a very long time. And I've always loved to do that. And I'm not talking about just the degrees. I'm talking about I've loved to do it because I actually love people, and I love family, and I love, people that love people. It's just really a beautiful experience. Some of the things that you can do to clean up your diet: bribe yourself into eating. Bribe yourself into eating. You know what bribe is? Bribe is to kind of talk yourself to it, kind of, say, give a person good reasons to do a thing. You find the salad dressing, or you find the dip that you love, and then you'll be more inclined to eat the veggies that you dipped in. So you want to make sure that you, like Trader Joe's has some really, really good dressings. They are vegan dressings and freshly made, and voila, they're very good. That's the ones in the produce. I too used to buy dressings from the counter, but those dressings are not the freshest. They're not the healthiest. And they also have some kind of preservatives in them because they are on the shelf. Remember, shelf life. Keep that in mind. The next thing is to store fruit at the front of the fridge, because what? because they get. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, there can be several things because it seems like you're going in a different direction. But I was going to say you're just going to forget about them.
Okay, that's a very good reason. That's great. And then they also do what? They get ripe very rapidly. They can get soggy, and they just don't. It doesn't work that well. So keep that in mind. You want to portion out your nuts. That sounds like what? Yeah, you want to make sure that when you're eating nuts, you don't want to eat too big handfuls like that. You want to take about 5 almonds, a couple of walnuts. Now you want it mixed up. You don't need a whole lot because it's very easy to overdo it, especially if you're eating roast nuts. Like roast almonds, if you've eaten the roasted almonds, you will find that they'll stop your regulation bowel movement. It will stop it right in its tracks because, again, they have the processed or refined nuts there. Decorate healthfully. So if chocolates are on the table, then you'll eat them. So hide the less healthier snacks and then put the fruits and nuts on the table within reach. So, you don't want to. It's easily said that don't buy stuff that you know that's going to harm you, that's going to set you back as far as eating healthy. Keep that in mind, everybody. You want to make sure that you don't buy the stuff that will bite you in the butt later on. You want to stay away from the candy and all the sugary drinks and all of the, sugary dairy products, like your sugary yogurt. This stuff tastes just like ice cream, So, you want to just stay on yourself about that. Okay. Next thing that you want to do is you want to decorate. You want the snack before you shop. So on your way to the market, you want to have something to eat. Why? Because it dismisses that anxiety or the craving or the appetite for something to eat. If you go to the market hungry, it works every time. You overdo it. Give me 4 heads of lettuce. We need more. You don't need 4 heads of lettuce, but you do it because you are what? You're hungry. And if you can really do better by snacking, mix a snack, have fun, even in the car, those things that you like to drink and whatever you're snacking on, okay? And a lot of this stuff takes preparation. You go to the kitchen, prepare something, put it into your thermal bag, and then you use that to get rid of that appetite that most likely is going to say, ooh, that candy bar with those almonds looks so good. Oh, those cookies look so soft. That banana bread, ooh, I want that. So all of that stuff is definitely, those things is meant for you to react that way. Is meant for that, but take control of your life. Drink your fiber. Is to throw some of the fruit into the blender, right? And sometimes you want to do that before it goes bad. But like blending a banana or orange or a spinach, you throw some walnuts in there and even some almonds or other nuts, and now you have a drink with real fiber in it. So you drink and you don't have to wait just to eat bread. Remember, the vegetables and fruit have fiber also. Soluble, remember we talked about that? Beta glucan and insoluble. That's all the different types of fiber that you can have. And believe me, it really, really will make you a very pleased person because everybody wants to be regulated, and it's a huge part of your health, your balance. Okay, commute. Even if you work from home, make sure that you don't get just used to being in the same spot. Mix it up. For some things, go out and get it. Stand up, go to another room. Have some kind of routine which you take off for a minute and you get on your bike and you start moving. See, variety is a really, really important thing. Use the gift of time for a walk. a bike ride or you jog. In a study, older women were averaged 4,400 steps per day. Now, compared to those with just 2,700 steps. And this is like steps you can think about, steps in Greek mile. A Greek mile is, when you break that down, it takes 2,000 steps to equal a Greek mile. So when you hear that an older person average 4,400 steps, that's actually sedentary. So the person isn't doing a lot of stuff. That's just a regular walking back and forth, bathroom, going and checking in the, out in the garage or the backyard or something like that. So it's not that much, but stay on the alert for those things to keep you in shape. Start stretching. Put a stretch timer on. If you have an Alexa or if you have a Google or any of those particular devices, then set the timer. And when you set the timer,
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh, that's my Alexa right there. So what you want to do is that you want to make sure that you set up something that will hold you accountable, make you do it, and make you feel good once you attain it. You see? So, for instance, you set the timer for, set the timer for 5 minutes, and you just walk. And you keep walking until you hear dun, 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 the alarm. And so it's a lot of ways. Be creative. Get out of the habit of not having a habit. All right, here we go. Some really soft shoes, okay? Some soft shoes, what does that mean? These are exercises, a lot of things. Dance. I mean, dance. I love dance. And dancing, you can dance with your partner, get your dance on. And I'm not just talking about slow dance and, and put on, there ain't nothing wrong with a little grind or whatever. You don't want to take that off. Get something that you're going to move on. Move those, bend the knees, touch the floor, that kind of stuff. All right, let's go ahead, y'all. Getting silly around here. Strategize is super, super important because strategy is everything. Take your phone calls standing or walking. This is really important because some people, as soon as they hear the phone, what do? They collapse on the couch or the big chair because they're in for a long talk there. And also when they're receiving calls. Set boundaries with technology. Don't buy every little gadget that's out there. There's some gadgets that's out there that you got to have, just like you have the gadgets that's in your drawer that you had to have and you don't use them, or you use it maybe every 2 years or something. All of that money just so that you'll get something for the moment. And technology moves at a very fast rate. What you buy 6 months, what you bought 6 months ago may have changed altogether 6 months later.
That's Apple's strategy anyway.
Yeah, that's their thing. And now they have, what is the thing that they have, like the manufacturers now, the builders of these devices have a antiquity or that means it goes out of use. You can't use it anymore.
Not having any parts. Is that what you meant? Like not able to repair?
Yeah, or you're not able to add on to like the computers. You can only have them so long, and then after that, they can't even add to it because it's just the maximum that they're going to allow for that computer. So you'll continue buying computers. Other than that, people will still have the computers that they had when computers first came out.
Right.
So it's really just keep your mind on that. Strategize. You also want to turn off all phone notifications. And this is really good because that is one of the biggest distractors that you can think of. Phone notifications, you got to stop. You want to read, you maybe call back. Then you get on the phone and more things that you didn't plan comes into your life. You get away from you see what I mean? You get away from the things that you have made up your mind or committed to. If you're really committed to, get rid of that, turn off of those phone notifications. Establish the no phone zones. They are zones that you should have when it comes to the phone. And that is when you are sitting with somebody, perhaps, that you really care about. I mean, when you really want to share some quality time. Sharing quality time with the person while you're on the phone, or you're got a hoodie over your face and you into it, and the other person is there and not engaging. You're not engaging there. That is just what is called rudeness. Unless you make some idea or you share that this is what you're going to do for the next couple of minutes. Okay. This is what I want to do here. I want to share a few more of these things that you can do to for strategies. Is when you wake up, don't reach for your phone. When you wake up, don't reach for your phone. Go ahead, shower, kiss your significant other, get a big hug, or stand there or if you're still in the bed, think about what you're going to do. What's the first thing you're going to do? What you want to accomplish? What you're looking forward to do? Oh man, this just makes it sound so wonderful to be alive, and this is a part of it. The last thing I want to share with you is to go screen free at least 1 day a week. So screen free, that's very, very hard if you're in the business. But if you are not in the business of doing things that are online, or things that you're going to have a camera in front of you and you're making new videos, you want to make sure that you make time to step away from the TV or turn it off when you're not using it. Don't just, sometimes that becomes company and you go through the home and the TV is talking, because a lot of people use that for a company.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Okay, that's that's technology for you. The other thing that people do is that they'll have the television on, and it is just a means to keeping them company. But what it blocks is your own ideas, your own thoughts. Although you can sometimes get thoughts and ideas from what you're looking at, but that passive, just looking at a TV and not doing anything constructive, you want to give that another thought, get rid of that. So those are some of the things here. Other things that I want to talk to you about. Remember, cut back on your vices. That's really important. We all have them. There are things that you do that you can change to make a better you, to improve your relationship with yourself and to improve your relationships with your loved ones. Make sure you cut back on those things. There's things that some people sneak, if you're still hiding cookies under your bed or under the mattress. I don't know how they do that one because I would hear the crunch, but things that you may be doing, candy bars and all that stuff, or some people drink on the side and they're functional alcoholics. You got other people that are messing around with illicit drugs. These are things that you want to keep in mind. I can't preach, but I can suggest to you that you want to cut back and then eventually get rid of those vices, because they will definitely cut you down. And then another thing is to clean up your environment, which is a very important thing. Your bedroom, your bathroom, your living room, the kitchen, making sure keeping the laundry flow fresh and clean. All of those things are important. So clean up your environment. Super, super important. You just don't want, if you live like a bum, you're going to definitely get the results, and you're going to get the kind of payoff, the gifts that the bum gets, the results that a person that, you've seen that before. You just seen situations where the house is just wrecked. Get rid of that, because you can't think that you're thinking like a wealthy person and a person doing better, but you're living like a person that doesn't want to do any better. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next thing. I'll pass that up because I just did that. Get your gut in shape. Get your gut in shape by, if you've been eating a lot of junk, you want to stop that. And, cut up the salary. Yeah, I know some people have convinced you that eating the salad is boring and eating the salad isn't the thing that you want to do. And it's not cool, but you know what? Those people that think that they're cool and they think that it's their business and all that, let them go ahead. The best thing that you can do is set the example, because believe me, you don't have to talk to people until you blue in the face about the things that are harmful when it comes to their gut, because they will feel it. Okay, we'll talk about that later. We've already talked about this in depth. We talked about the gut and gut health for many shows. So, and here we go. Lastly, want to talk about stay flexible and improve your posture. Now, some people used to do a split. You don't have to do a split anymore. You're not a little girl. Some people, I used to split. Oh, I'm getting stiff. Your body's changing, your muscles changing. There's things that I could do when I was younger, and I don't do them now. I used to be able to grab my arms and I hold it, and I'll show it on both sides and stuff. And I was like, that's great for flexibility. Flexibility reduces some of the risk of hurting yourself, because flexible, you can catch yourself. And some people are maybe a little cartilaginous, and that's if they're young, and that they have the boing muscles or bones, and they don't hurt themselves. Being flexible is important, but you want to make sure that you have it strategized. Just don't stretch out one day and then you just like, wow, I stretched out last month. You want to put it into your mix. And remember, it doesn't have to be everything all at one time, little by little. All right, I'm Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist, and you've been listening to a very important issue that we're talking, that we just shared with you. And that issue is just simply taking care of yourself and not getting caught up in this Trump, ideology and just total foolishness. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and continue to live the best life that you can live. Care.
Yes, absolutely. And great information as always, Dr. Zarif. The information there, everyone that's watching, take the information there. You don't have to do it all at once. Take some things step by step, little by little, as Dr. Zarif mentioned, strategy. It's all about strategy, getting your health up and making sure that you share that information with family members and friends that can benefit from it as well. As mentioned earlier, we are on YouTube and on Facebook. Make sure to like and subscribe. Dr. Zarif, back to you.
Yes, we really need those subscriptions, everybody. We're entering a new number zone now, thanks to your help. And we really look forward to serving you and bringing you the best education that we can. Check out all of my new videos on HIV testing. Check out my new videos on again, taking care of yourself in many different ways. I got a great video out that speaks about what the Bible says about health and having a healthy body. So look for those. I'm on TikTok. I'm on all the ones that Kara just shared with you. So we really appreciate you being here. Hey, we're going to be like, there's a show called Morning with Joe, or Morning Joe. It's called Morning Joe. You see, he has his wife named Mika there. Okay.
No.
Now, moving on. There's a really a lot that we had a chance to do today. And we really thank you for being here. This is where we want to be, to bring to you more information about yourself. And we really appreciate it. Let us know if it's helping you and what we can do to even be better. We really appreciate it. I'm Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist.
And I am Carolyn Gentle. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Saturday.